Hey, welcome back to DIY Willie. Today, I had a different plan. However, I've been driving the Samurai back and forth to work, and a couple nights ago, the lights just turned off, the headlights. So I've noticed that the turn signals have also become kind of sensitive. You know, sometimes they turn on, sometimes they don't. So it's all one kind of switch with the windshield wipers and such. So I think the combo switch that goes in the steering column has gone bad. That works all of that. At least I'm hoping that's what it is. I don't want it to be another wiring mess. Now I did put one of those new relays on the headlights, and there's a good chance that relay has failed, or maybe doesn't work perfectly. And we have another one down in the drawer we can swap it with. But yeah, let's get out there, check out the Samurai, and see the new part. So I know it's gonna be kind of dark here. It's really bright outside, but I went ahead and I picked up a new switch. Now it's a China switch. Bought it off Amazon, but I mean, I was looking at eBay, I was looking through all the suppliers, and they all seem to be about the same, all these Chinese switches. I was hoping to find one from India, maybe. I mean, something besides China. I have some other India parts that I bought that I've installed in the Samurai. But well, we'll give this a shot and try it out, see how well it works. When I get the old one out, maybe I'll take it apart and see if I can't fix it. Maybe I can clean it up and lubricate the contacts or something, and maybe I can make it work again. And I can have the original one back inside. Now, some of the comments with this switch stated that the plug didn't fit the factory Suzuki plug, that it was too big, it didn't fit in the holes. Some people said you could take a razor blade and trim it down a little bit and get it to fit in the hole, or the two plugs to plug together. Well, I'm going to check that out, and I know that's an option, but also I could cut and hardwire all the plugs in, all the wires in, and use those soldered crimp connectors to put it all together if I have to. We need to get the steering wheel off, get the plastics off, so we can get to the wires and see what we can do. And it's going to take a puller to get this off, and I have a puller that I also purchased, and we're going to give it a shot. All right, let me get busy. Okay, so looking at the kit, it only came with 2 bolts that fit my adapter. Those 2 that were there. I was gonna run and buy another one, but then I thought, well, I'll give it a try. And I put it on there. I grabbed my crescent wrench here, gave it a couple turns, and lo and behold, it popped right off. So yeah, I won't have to go get another bolt, and I'll just I'll use it like that. It worked out perfect. I'll leave a link in the description for this puller that I bought. There's much more simple ones. I bought one that might help me in other areas because it also pulls off idler pulleys and different things like that. So now that we got that off, I got to take all the plastics off. This plastic's in bad shape. I got to be careful with it, and I can't get a new one. All the new ones are right-hand drive. I don't really know what the difference is, but I guess there is a difference. So I'm gonna get a screwdriver, take the plastic off, and we'll get to see how to get that switch out of there. Well, I got it. There's 4 bolts, or 4 screws rather. 2 down here on the bottom, 2 up here on the top, and then pull the 2 plugs off. I had to fight a little bit with this one. It didn't want to come off. This one came out pretty easy. This, I believe, is the plug they're saying doesn't fit. We'll check with the new one, and you know, the plugs are up in here. So I've got a mess of wires. I did have to loosen the steering column, the 2 screws. They're torque type screws, and allow the steering column to come down to get the cover off. I didn't want to force it too much and break it more than it already is. But I got the cover off, got the harness out, the screws, and well, it should slip right off now. Should. The wires are holding it back, but it's free now. It's loose. We'll get it off. There it is. See, like that. And I just pull the wires through, and then we'll get a comparison between this one and the new one. Taking a look at the old one, it's just, I mean, very dirty. We could probably clean it up and make some of the contacts work better. But let's check out the new one. There we go. Yeah, it looks pretty. All new. All the writing is there. You can see all the what it does. On mine, this is all gone right here. You got to be careful when you armor all this stuff, because it'll wipe that off right off quickly. So looking at it, I mean, good job, China. It looks exactly the same, except for probably the wire colors. The wire colors are not the same. So, yeah. Well, I hope this works. I'm going to look at the plugs. It's got the big plug. That looks to be about the same. Like I said before, the wire colors are different, so I can't compare the wire colors. It's the big one they say they have problems with. Looks the same to me. Do you think maybe I got lucky and got a good one? It looks identical to me. I don't see what they're talking about. No, you won't see it, Spiky. I mean, it looks the same. I think we'll just take it over there and see if it'll plug in. Cross our fingers and it works, right? All the plugs look identical. China's so good at copying all this stuff. You think they would make perfect parts, right? Well, let's see if we can fit it in there. Okay, after trying to fit it, they're right. The plug doesn't fit. And what I see the problem is right here in the middle. This area isn't deep enough. And it needs to be cut down so that it'll fit in the hole. Now, I've already cut this side down. I don't know if you can see the difference. But I haven't cut this side down. So you can see it's a little deeper. I'm going to go ahead and cut that side and see if it'll fit in there. You can see it on this one that in the same place in the middle, it's really low. See that? So I'm going to try to cut it down, the same thing over here, and see if we can get it to fit. All right. So we noticed on this plug, the original plug, that it's really thin in the center. And so you see that? It's really thin in the center. See that? Right there. And it's got these little slots on the side. They're really hard to see. They're right there. They're really hard to see in the camera. Like right there's a good shot of it, I guess. Anyway, the new one didn't have those slots. But what I did for the new one was I cut the lock out completely out of the middle. See that? Now the plug will go all the way in, for the most part, almost all the way in. And I've slotted the sides. You see that? I've slotted both the sides with my razor knife. Clipped it all out. Now it fits inside the plug. And I continuity tested it from this side to where the wire terminated on the switch over here, and it worked. I had good connection between the new switch and the old harness up there. So I think I can put it back together now, and I'm just going to use a zip tie here to hold it around the plugs, to hold it together because I cut the lock out. So, and we'll start putting it back together. See if we can make it all work. All right, so I've got everything plugged in. I got my zip tie there to keep the plugs from vibrating apart. The other one plugs in just fine. All this is controlled off the key. The key's in the on position right now. You can see all the sensor lights are on. I got 4 ways. They're working. This light's burned out. The lights are working. I got my headlights. You can see the marker lights are on. Tail lights are on. Marker light, headlight. Everything looks good. One more thing on this side. Hi, wait. How'd they do that? There's a windshield wipers working. So the switch works. How do I do that? Oh, it was my watch grounded out right there. That's obviously the horn, so it works too. So now I got to put these 4 screws in, these 2 here and 2 on top, and we'll tuck all the wiring away. We'll put it all back together. Hopefully it still works. So it's all back together. Looks good. I turned it back on to make sure it worked. Now it's time to put the steering wheel on. Like I said before, this piece is in really bad shape. I need to get a new one. Somebody knows where to get a left-hand drive steering column cover, I guess you call it. I don't know. Hey, let me know. Leave something down in the comments about where I can get one, or if you know somebody that has one that wants to part with it. I need a new one. So it's time to put the steering wheel back on, and the wheels are going straight. And when I took it off, I haven't turned them at all. So what I did, I went ahead and I put the adapter back on the steering wheel, tighten it down, and now I'm just going to put it back on in the correct position. Like, that looks to be pretty straight, right like that. And then I'll just torque that nut down, and it's going to be close enough to where'd that nut go? Oh yeah, there it is. And I'll just torque this nut down, and it'll be close enough. If it's one spline off, well then we'll adjust it one spline. But for the most part, that's it. Then we'll put the dust cap on. I don't have a horn piece that goes in here, so I've just got the piece taped off so it doesn't honk. And I'll run this nut down. We should be good to go. I'll put the cap back on it, and I'm gonna figure something else out for the horn button later on. Maybe it'll be a button up here on the top, just a momentary button that I can just press it and bop, 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 get out of my way, bop, bop, bop. You know what I mean? So I'll get this torqued down, and really that'll be the last of the project today. It was pretty simple. Took a little while, but it was pretty simple. Then we get this torqued down and finish it up. I don't know what happened. This is the couple times now that this has happened. I don't have the end of the video, how I closed out the video. So I'm gonna make one right now. I've got the editing going on for the video, and well, I just installed a new 3060 graphics card in the computer. That's why I've got this up on the screen. I'm trying to watch how much it's being used, if it's getting hot, whatever. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. So if you like this video about replacing the turn signal and windshield wiper switch on the Suzuki Samurai, give the video a like, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll always come back to DIY Willie for your Suzuki Samurai needs, your Chevy Silverados, the Nissan Frontier, the small engines, and of course the mini bikes. We do it all around here. And well, like I said, this is like the second time this has happened where I lost the end clip, and I'll close the video out like this. So thanks for stopping by and checking out the video, and well, I'll see you next time. Bye.